Hello everyone, what's up? It's me again, Young Master 3. And yeah, finally it's time for a new video. And obviously it's been a while since I made the continuation of this series. So obviously I'm going to make a continuation of the 90s series, which where I basically rank all of my 10 favorite horror movies from the 90s for each year. So this particular year is going to be 1994. So these are the top 10 my top 10 favorite horror movies from that specific year. So, yeah. So let's begin right away with number 10. And at number 10, we have the movie which is included in this box set right here, but Subspecies 3 or Bloodlust species Subspecies 3. The previous one was called Bloodstone. That's the reason why I just kind of mixed it up a little bit. But I stated this in the because I think when was that other film released? I think that was actually released in 92 or 93, the second one. But anyway, when I mentioned part two, I also said that I actually do prefer both part two and part three over the first one. Because I think it has a better flow to it. It's more interesting and more entertaining, like great characters in general. Obviously, you have this main guy, Radu, in all three movies. Obviously, they made more of these. I have part four as well in my collection. I don't have part five, but I wasn't a very big fan of that movie in general, so that's the reason why I haven't gotten around getting that on physical media. But I think it's really comes down to the fact that the second one and the third one has the what's the actress name? I believe her name is Duff or something. Doesn't say on the front anyway. Anyway, the actress that get introduced in the second one and obviously is also in the third and fourth one. Was she even in the fourth one? Anyway, Subspecies now is completely off track right here. The reason why is probably because I have a splitting headache when I'm making this video. Probably I should have waited, but that's the reason why I'm a little bit weird today. So if I say anything weird or anything strange, yeah, that is the reason why I have a horrible headache right now. So yeah. So anyway, Subspecies 3 at number 10. Now, when I come to think of it, there's actually plenty of sequels in this top list, but yeah, we'll see what happens for next. So at number 9, we have this another box set right here, but New Nightmare, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. The reason why this is not higher up is because I think New Nightmare is one of the weaker ones in the series, along with, of course, Freddy's, what's it called? Freddy's Dead, I believe. Which was the previous one before part 7. I think that one is the weakest one, but after that, I think part 7 is the weaker one. But I mean, it's a nice, interesting like concept that this is entire like this was all a movie and now it happens for real. I mean, I really like that concept in general, but yeah, I mean, I've always been a little bit skeptical in general about this film in general, but I still think the movie is really great. Don't get me wrong. It's just the fact that I prefer some of the other films in this list. So. And I'm just really glad that I got this particular box. It's signed by Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund. So, but anyway, Nightmare on Elm Street or New Nightmare, Wes Craven's New Nightmare at number 9. Now at number 8, we have a movie which I would say is one of the better like evil kids films in general, because there were plenty of these like in the 90s, I believe. Obviously, the first one that comes to mind is Mikey, and probably also The Paperboy, I believe it was called, which was also pretty good for like an evil kid film. But this film is the movie called Relative Fear. So there's like some plot twists here and there. I mean, I made a review of this quite a while ago. So if you want to know more about this particular film, you should check out that review. Might as well leave it in the comment section down below, like the link to that. But I mean, has really nice. Like I said, this is a movie which I think is really great because it has so many twists and turns to it, and sometimes that can be a little bit irritating, and sometimes it actually does work. And in this case, it actually does work. I was a little bit confused the first time I watched this, so I actually had to rewind to fully understand what was really going on. So I'm not really sure if that's like a positive thing or not. But anyway, I mean, in general, though, I think this is a very entertaining like evil kid movie and definitely one of the better ones, and I don't really hear a whole lot of people talk about this film in general, so if you like those type of films like I described, yeah, go check this one out. So yeah, Relative Fear. And at number 7, we have the movie, maybe more of an like action themed type of horror film you could say, but the movie called Death Machine right here. Always really like this cover art, very simple but still effective. This one also has Brad Dourif in it, I believe. I'm not sure if he's actually like the main character. I don't think so, but Richard Brake is also in this one, and yeah, I mean, it's basically about this. Like I said on the front cover, Death Machine is basically about this crazy machine going haywire, or a creature thing. I'm not really sure what to call it really, but I think this is quite similar to Hardware, which came out like a couple of years prior to this. So I just assume they probably took a lot of inspiration from that because it's not the similar type of like tone or anything like that as the way like it was made. It was just basically similar in tone terms of like the bad guy or evil villain or like whatever you want to call it. But yeah, another film you don't really hear a lot of people talk about in general. But yeah, Death Machine, number 7. And now we're gonna get 2 sequels in a row actually. But at number 6 we have Pumpkinhead 2: Blood Wings, which I remember the first time I watched this, I wasn't a very big fan because obviously I just wanted to compare it with the first one, and of course the first one is the best movie in this entire series. But I've grown to actually appreciate it a little bit more. I mean, there's some really weird things going on in this film where they kind of like ignore some of the lore in the original film, because in this film, this is not really a big spoiler or anything like that, but I mean apparently there's like this boy who has deformities that is he's just constantly bullied from time to time in the beginning of the film, sort of like this origin thing, and then he gets like thrown into like some sort of lair, not lair, but sort of like it's like a bottomless pit, almost like a well or something. And then for some weird reason they realize that this poor kid has been transformed into Pumpkinhead, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you like watch the first film, because the first film has like these specific rules that the guy who summons Pumpkinhead is deemed or doomed to become the next Pumpkinhead, you could say. So this whole storyline doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And the witch in this film she's not as threatening or she's not as memorable as the witch in the original film. The witch in the original film is one of my favorite like witch characters on film, like of all time. But this one is still, I mean, the witch in this one is still decent, but it's very tame in comparison to the first one. That's really what it comes down to. But you also have like Amy Dolan's in this film. I think she's probably like main character, even though she doesn't even say, yeah, like Amy Dolan's, and she plays like the main character, and her father, who's like the sheriff of this town, is played by Andrew Robinson, who's probably most famous for playing Larry, I believe, in the Hellraiser movie. And you also have a small little cameo by Linnea Quigley. Now I'm just completely like talking about everything about this specific film. But anyway, Pumpkinhead 2: Blood Wings. I mean, if you take it for what it is and you don't constantly try to like compare it with the first one, you might enjoy it. And yeah, just turn off your brain and enjoy this film. So yeah, Pumpkinhead 2: Blood Wings. Now let's see here. Then we have another sequel right here. The original film that this film is basically based on, or whatever, is like one of my absolute favorite like horror movies from the 80s of all time. And once again, this is a film that is not as good as the original one, but the movie I'm talking about is the movie called Night of Demons 2, which came out like, was it like 6 years or something off the first one. But you still have the actress who portrays Angela, I believe. Angela? Yeah, Angela. Yeah, so you have Amelia Kincaid, or Mimi Kincaid, if you want to call her that. So she returns as Angela, and there's like a new batch of kids like that somehow ends up in Hull House, and she kind of like infiltrates. I mean, she's like a little bit more. Just the fact that she can sort of like switch from like being a demon to like a regular like person, I think that was quite interesting. And she's sort of like infiltrating this, I believe it's like a high school type thing, and you have a very memorable performance by, I'm not really sure of the actress name, but the actress who portrays the nun in this film. Some people would say that's a little bit silly and stupid, but I thought it was more charming and interesting in general. So yeah, I mean, this is a fun film. I mean, obviously not as good as the first one. The third one, I think, is the weakest one in this trilogy. Not very good at all. I mean, it's okay, but it's not like some movie that I'm gonna rewatch anytime soon. But part 1 and 2 definitely are movies that I really enjoy, and obviously the first one. But yeah, this one is still good. Night of the Demons 2, at number 5. And at number 4, we have, this is another film which is not very talked about at all either. This is directed by Michel Suave. I can never pronounce his name. and I have to censor this in some way because otherwise I'll probably get flagged. But I'm gonna do like this. We have the movie called Della Morte dell'Amore, which is also known as Cemetery Man. I think Cemetery Man is the most like common name, especially if you like live in the UK or America or something. I think Della Morte dell'Amore was what it was released under that title in Italy. But this is a very unique type of zombie film which you don't really see very often. It's almost like if you take like Andrei Tarkovsky and you mix him a little bit with Lucio Fulci in a way, I could say, you get this film. It's very weird to like describe it like that, but that is the best way I can describe this particular film. It's very hard to like explain for someone who hasn't seen it. I mean, I can barely even like make any sort of like summary about this film in general because of how strange and weird it is. But altogether, really a great atmosphere, great zombies, and yeah, I do not know what else to say about it. It's pretty sleazy as well, so you get that. But yeah, anyway, Della Morte dell'Amore, also known as Cemetery Man, at number 4. Yeah. So let's see here. We have another sequel coming in right here. This is the last sequel on this top list. So at number 3, we have conveniently Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. Now this film, I would say, is pretty underrated in general. Obviously, not as good as the first one, not as good as the second one, but I feel many people are bashing way too much on this one for reasons I don't really understand. I think it has a really nice blend of both comedic and serious tone to it. While the first one felt like a very serious film, and the second one also felt very like almost really like serious in general. But this one has a nice blend of both the comedy and the horror themes to it. And I think that's probably the reason why many people don't really like this film, because of the comedy or like the comedic bits in this one. But once again, you have really great, amazing special effects, practical effects, and you have Reggie Bannister, and also you get what's his name? Michael Baldwin. Yeah, Michael Baldwin. He actually returns because in the second one he was replaced by another actor because of some contracts and something in the studio. Basically, had to force him out of the project, so I had to pick any like character that I needed to replace, and it ended up being him. But in this film, he's back, and that's really cool. And obviously, Reggie Bannister is an actor that they don't want to get rid of. Yeah, Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. Yeah, I like it. I don't care what anyone else say. I really enjoy that film. And then let's see here at number 2, we have another very underrated film. This is a John Carpenter film which not many people talk about at all, and it is the movie called In the Mouth of Madness. Now, this film almost has a weird Stephen King vibe to it. It has that type of atmosphere to it. There's even like a small little reference to Stephen King at one point in this film, which I thought was really fun and really hilarious as well. And this is, once again, I feel like this probably could have gone really great hand in hand along with Jacob Slatter, I believe. That's like a perfect double bill because they're very like similar to one another. I don't know what else to say about this film because it's a film I have to admit I have not seen this film in quite a while, and obviously my memory is not the greatest when it comes to films from time to time. So, but anyway, In the Mouth of Madness is nonetheless a very underrated John Carpenter film in general. So, if you haven't seen this one and if you're a big fan of John Carpenter, definitely check this one out. It is very good. Damn, almost choked. Okay, let's see here. Number 1 is a film which I've seen this movie so many times and I never get tired of it, and it has a nice blend of everything. I know some people don't like the ending, and I totally understand why some people don't like the ending. But it's the movie called Brain Scan with Edward Furlong and Frank Langella, and also the guy who portrays the trickster in this film is called T. Ryder Smith, I believe. Yeah, it's basically about the Edward Furlong. He's like this little, not kid, but I mean, he's sort of like a teenager, and he's obsessed with like horror movies and video games and things like that. And I think that might be one of the many reasons why I really like this film, because I can sort of like see myself in that type of character. So he like constantly tries to find this game which is called like Brain Scan, I believe. Because some friends of his has been talking about it, and it's supposed to be really weird and really creepy and really realistic. So he gets it in the mail one day, pops it into the player, whatever system he uses, And then he wakes up and he's like really doesn't really know what's really been going on, because he's been playing the game and it felt very realistic. And then once he ends the game or whatever, and then he wakes up the next day, it turns out that what has happened in the game has actually happened for real. So he's basically been on a spree, murder spree. I'm not really sure if you can say that word anymore on YouTube, but um, so it's sort of like a, is this real or is this not real? So you have that type of concept to it, which, I mean, we've seen similar concepts like that before as well. And the ending obviously is something that people are really like, either you really like it or you just don't despise it, and totally understand if you don't like the ending either. But this one also has an amazing soundtrack to it as well, like really 90s. Yeah, I can be talking about this film for like at least 30 minutes if I could, but I mean, I've been talking about this movie so many times already, so I feel like I'm just pretty much like repeating myself at this point. But Brain Scan number one, I love this film and I've always done that. So yeah, that's it for the top 10 horror movies from 1994. Obviously, I'm going to try to make the top 10 for 1995 as well. I'm eventually going to get to that one video. Obviously, I also have lots of movies that I need to show you, like in some update video. I'm not really sure when that's going to take place. I've been very tired and very like, yeah, I mean, I've been very tired and very like low on energy lately, so I'm not really sure what that is all about. So if there's going to be some sort of delay with that, you know what the reason is at that point. So, but anyway, and I hope you enjoy this particular video. If you did like this video, press the like button if you want to, and if you do like my content, if you want me to make more content or anything like that, or if you want to follow me on YouTube, you can subscribe to my channel if you want to. And please let me know if you have any like suggestions of like similar like and any other type of videos you want me to make. Please let me know in the comment section. I will try to do my best when it comes to that. So, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.